If you bought the most expensive shark card every single week for an entire year, you would spend $5,200 real dollars and still not have enough GTA cash to buy everything in GTA Online. The economy in this game is so inflated that a single gold airplane costs more than every house in the original GTA San Andreas combined. And a fully upgraded mansion costs more than a real down payment on an actual house in most American cities. But what is the single most expensive thing you can own in GTA 5? We are starting at the bottom with a $1 can of soda, working our way up to a number so large it stops feeling like a video game and starts feeling like a federal budget. Pocket change. Let us start where every GTA 5 player starts. Broke. The cheapest thing you can buy in GTA 5 is a can of Sprunk from a vending machine. $1. You walk up, you press the button, a green can falls out, and your health goes up slightly. $1. That is the floor. Everything from here goes up. A haircut at the barber costs about $35, depending on the style. A basic pistol from Ammu-Nation costs $350. A plate of tacos from a food stand, if the game still let you buy them, would have been about $5. But Rockstar cut that feature before launch, so the tacos are technically priceless. You cannot put a dollar value on something that does not exist anymore. For $500, you can visit Dr. Friedlander's therapy office and listen to a man who does not care about your problems pretend to take notes for 45 seconds. For $1,000, you can do it again after he raises his prices. For $4,000, you can bring your family. You are now spending more on fake therapy in a video game than most Americans spend on real therapy in a month. Getting started. Once you hit GTA Online, the numbers jump fast. Your first apartment costs around $200,000 for the cheapest option on the map. That gets you a 2-car garage, a bed, and a shower. The most expensive high-end apartment is the Eclipse Towers Penthouse Suite, 3 at $1,100,000. For context, you could buy 1.1 million cans of Sprunk for that price. But instead, you get a view of the Vinewood sign and a really nice couch. Properties go up from there. An executive office in Lombank West costs $3.1 million. A Fort Zancudo hangar costs $3.25 million, but at least it comes with the perk of flying over a military base without getting shot down. A nightclub fully upgraded can run over $5 million. A facility with an orbital cannon pushes past $6 million. And speaking of that orbital cannon, here is something that should make your head hurt. Every single time you fire that satellite weapon at another player, it costs you $500,000 for a manual aim shot. If you want the auto-targeting version, that is $750,000 per shot to kill one person, one time. $750,000 to temporarily inconvenience somebody who will just respawn 10 seconds later. Per shot, the orbital cannon might be the most expensive thing in the entire game. The vehicles. Vehicles are where GTA Online's economy starts losing touch with reality. A D-Class scramjet, which is basically the speed racer car with missile launchers bolted on, costs $4.6 million. The Imponte Deluxo, the flying DeLorean that every 12-year-old uses to grief lobby sessions, costs $5.75 million. The Buckingham Swift Deluxe, which is just a nice helicopter painted in champagne gold, costs $5.15 million for a helicopter. That does nothing special. The P996 laser fighter jet costs $6.5 million. The Oppressor Mark II, the single most hated vehicle in the history of online gaming, costs anywhere from $6 to $8 million, depending on whether you unlock the trade price by completing 5 client jobs through your terabyte. That broomstick with rockets is worth more than most players will ever grind in a month. But none of those are the most expensive vehicle. That title belongs to the Buckingham Luxor Deluxe. This is a private jet with a solid 24-karat gold fuselage. Inside, passengers can drink champagne, smoke cigars, and browse the in-game internet. Outside, it handles identically to the regular Luxor, which costs a fraction of the price. The only difference is the paint job. The price tag for all that gold? $10 million. $10 million for a reskinned airplane with no weapons, no armor, and no practical advantage over the stock version. It exists for one reason only: to tell every other player in the lobby that you have more money than sense. The yacht. You might think the gold jet is where GTA Online's spending caps out. You would be wrong. The Galaxy Super Yacht comes in 3 tiers. The Orion costs $6 million, the Pisces costs $7 million, and the Aquarius, the big one, costs $8 million. But the Aquarius is not just a boat. It comes with 3 guest rooms, a sun deck, 2 helipads, a hot tub, a Buckingham Super Velito carbon helicopter, a free dinghy, a Lampadati Toro speedboat, and 4 Speedophile Sea Shark jet skis, all included. Here is the catch. You cannot drive it. The yacht does not move under your control. You call a captain, he charges you $25,000 to reposition it to one of 12 preset locations around the map. Then it just sits there. You paid $8 million for a floating apartment that you cannot steer and that charges you a fee every time you want it to move slightly to the left. Rockstar added 6 yacht missions called the Super Yacht Life series. Each one pays around $20,000. So if your only income was yacht missions, it would take you roughly 400 completions just to break even on the cost of the boat. You would be running those missions for the rest of your natural life, the mansions. In December 2025, Rockstar dropped the Safe House in the Hills update, and with it came the most expensive properties GTA Online has ever offered: mansions. There are 3 options. The Tongva Estate costs $11.5 million. This one used to be Devin Weston's mansion in story mode. The Vinewood Residence costs $12.2 million. And the Richmond Villa costs $12.8 million just for the base property, before you spend a single dollar on upgrades. Once you start adding upgrades, the Richmond Villa climbs to somewhere between $15.7 million and $18.7 million, depending on the source and configuration. You get a 20-car garage, a swimming pool, a gym, kennels, a helipad, and an AI concierge. Then in July 2026, Rockstar added the art studio expansion for the Court Center heist at $4.7 million. If you bought the Richmond Villa fully upgraded with the art studio, you are looking at over $20 million for a single property. $20 million. For a house in a video game. A house that, by the way, generates 0 passive income. It is a lifestyle purchase. You buy it because you can, not because it makes financial sense. The real number. So what happens when you add all of it up? Every vehicle, every property, every weapon, every aircraft, every upgrade, every piece of clothing, everything you can possibly buy in GTA Online as of 2026. Community estimates vary, but the most thorough calculations put the total cost at somewhere around $500 million to over $700 million GTA dollars. Some estimates, including every color variant, every customization option, and every duplicate purchase, push it over $1 billion. We will use the conservative $500 million number. Now let us convert that to real money. The Megalodon Shark card, the most cost-effective option, gives you 10 million GTA dollars for 99.99 real dollars. To hit 500 million GTA dollars, you would need to buy 50 Megalodon Shark cards. That is $5,000 for a game that launched in 2013 at a retail price of $60. But remember, 500 million is the conservative estimate. If we use the higher community estimates closer to 700 million or beyond, you are looking at 7,000 to 8,000 real dollars spent on Shark cards. For a game that will be replaced by GTA 6 on November 19th, 2026. You could buy a decent used car for the price of owning everything in GTA Online, the actual most expensive thing. But here is the thing nobody talks about. The most expensive thing in GTA 5 is not the gold jet. It is not the mansion. It is not even the combined total of every purchasable item in the game. The most expensive thing in GTA 5 is the time you spent playing it. GTA 5 launched on September 17th, 2013. GTA 6 launches on November 19th, 2026. That is 13 years. A generation of players grew up inside this game. Some players have logged thousands of hours across PS3, PS4, and PS5, grinding contact missions, running Cayo Perico back-to-back, selling bunker stock, doing vehicle cargo, week after week after week, all to afford digital items inside a digital world that resets when the next game comes out. If you spent 2,000 hours in GTA Online and you value your time at the US federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, that time is worth $14,500. If you value it at the average American hourly wage of around $30, That is $60,000 worth of time spent grinding for GTA Cash. You could have bought every single item in the game with shark cards for a fraction of what your time was worth, and Rockstar knows this. That is the entire business model. Make the grind long enough that buying shark cards feels like a shortcut instead of a scam. Make the prices high enough that the grind never ends. And keep the content coming for 13 years, so nobody ever runs out of things to buy. A can of Sprunk costs $1. A therapy session costs $1,000. A gold jet costs $10 million. A mansion costs $20 million. Everything combined costs somewhere around $500 million to $1 billion. In real money, that is $5,000 to $10,000. In real time, that is 13 years of your life. The most expensive thing in GTA 5 was never on any price list. It was always the hours you chose to spend inside Los Santos instead of outside of it. And the wildest part is that most of us would do it all over again. If you want to see how Dr. Friedlander was secretly GTA 5's darkest villain, that video is on screen now. I will catch you in the next one.